Next 5 Moves, Master the Art of Business Strategy by Patrick Bet-David is about to begin. Enjoy. Key Point 1. Chess Thinking. Norwegian chess prodigy. Magnus Carlsen became a grandmaster when he was just 13 years old, and he's been the world chess champion since 2013. What makes Carlsen stand out in the world of chess is his impressive work ethic and his ability to think 15 moves ahead. Before a game takes place, Carlsen would have played it in his mind repeatedly. And so, when D-Day comes, he can withstand the heat of the battle, predict his opponent's next move, and attack them fiercely. Business, akin to chess, requires foresight and strategic planning. This similarity underpins the shared traits of chess grandmasters and accomplished business leaders. Insiders familiar with Elon Musk, the CEO of Tesla and SpaceX, report that Musk's engagement with chess began in early childhood, allowing him to strategize up to 13 or 14 moves in advance. An average person often finds it difficult to think more than 3 moves ahead, which is why most people who venture into entrepreneurship fall flat on their faces and end up bankrupt before they even get started. To execute a strategy effectively in life and business, you must be able to think well beyond your first move, anticipate other people's reactions, deploy a series of other moves that are difficult to counteract. If you can't see farther than your first strike, you'll get stuck and snuffed out by your competition. To strategize effectively, start with a decisive move, then adapt while monitoring the market. As far as being a visionary is concerned, all you need to be successful in business is the ability to think 5 moves ahead. While it's occasionally necessary to plan beyond 5 steps, you don't need the foresight of 13 steps, akin to Elon Musk. A mere 5 well-defined and succinct steps will enable you to foresee upcoming results. From a broader perspective, mastering 5 strategic steps is essential for success in the business world. This summary is structured around these 5 crucial moves, so you'll know exactly what to do to succeed. Key Point 2. An image of your future self. In business, your first move is to master knowing yourself. Before anything else, you must figure out who you are and what you want. This step assists in pinpointing your primary concerns, forming the cornerstone of a strategy that resonates with your dedication and foresight. We don't all want the same things in life. Each of us has a different definition of a fulfilled life. To get ahead, you must first understand what makes you tick. The sole method to achieve this is by sincerely responding to the following inquiry. What identity do you aspire to adopt? The response you provide will shape the extent of your readiness and promptness. For example, if your aspiration involves establishing a thriving convenience store locally, a relaxed attitude is enough. Treating business as warfare isn't necessary. Conversely, aiming to revolutionize an industry necessitates arming yourself with an apt narrative, the ideal team, accurate data, and effective strategies. Know exactly who you want to be in the challenging world of business. Once you're clear about the kind of life you want for yourself, you can then embody that person and start living your life as if your future is already a reality. Patrick Bet-David calls this living your future truth. You can't build a business empire until you have cash flow and can build the right team. Regardless of your current situation, one thing you can do is make the right moves to position yourself in the best way possible. You need to embody the qualities of a successful entrepreneur well before actually becoming one. Your actions must be consistent with your future truth. Visionaries don't sit around and say, "When I make it, I'll do this," or "Once I'm successful, I'll do that." They choose to live in that new, successful reality. As long as you're guided by the truth of your future vision, everything will align accordingly. You won't have any problem getting the right people to believe in you. If you know what you want for yourself and speak with 100% conviction, you'll easily get people fired up. Key Point 3. The right playing field. The final element of your first move is to choose your path to wealth creation. Now that you're clear on what you want and who you want to be, it's time to pinpoint what exactly you want to do. Success lies in being more proficient than your competitors. Honing your skills gains the upper hand. At the onset of your entrepreneurial journey, you must choose a path that puts you in the best position to win. Don't dive headfirst into a niche where you cannot survive. Evaluate your strong points and limitations, then identify a market where you possess a competitive advantage. There are many unexplored niches where you'll be able to stand out and eventually make the competition irrelevant. One way to be sure if you have a chance in any market is to educate yourself about the competition. Can you do well in this field, given who you're up against? Do you possess the necessary resources to contend? Must you ensure the availability of certain resources before competing? If your competitor holds unbeatable advantages, regardless of your efforts, you have yet to find the appropriate niche. In the book, Blue Ocean Strategy: How to Create Uncontested Market Space and Make the Competition Irrelevant, Renee Moborn and W. Chan Kim argue that attempting to outperform competitors in their areas of strength invariably leads to defeat. Don't complain that the game is rigged. Instead, find a game in which you have a differential advantage. Patrick Bet-David. Therefore, in any business venture you undertake, concentrate on leveraging your distinct abilities to identify the ideal area. You have a favorable chance when your competition's expertise and knowledge fall short compared to yours. While it's great to have a positive attitude and believe you can take down the sharks in your industry, it really isn't wise to think you can beat someone else on their turf. Key point 4. Responsibility instead of complaints. As an entrepreneur, there will be moments, personally and career-wise, when you feel like the world is ending. You'll face issues from time to time. Your best customer threatens to leave if you don't offer them a better deal. Your star employee says they'll walk if they don't get a pay raise. A bigger competitor tries to bully and take you out of business. The markets crash because of a natural disaster or some awful government policies. New challenges will arise every day. Despite all the difficulties you face along the way, you must maintain your composure and never panic. Like a grandmaster, you must process what's happening and never let emotions cloud your judgment. Your second move is to know how to process issues. The mastery of this move is what distinguishes outstanding leaders and successful entrepreneurs. Life is always happening. The way you respond is based on how you process issues. Patrick Bet-David. Many entrepreneurs fail because they lack the proper business model or because investors don't believe in them. They fail because they rigidly hold on to their assumptions about work and life. Rather than solve problems as they arise and learn from them, these entrepreneurs look for who to blame. Great business minds take responsibility, an essential trait in effective decision-making. They employ the pronoun I and acknowledge their involvement in events. Rather than blame others, they find out how they contributed to the problem and channel their frustration to get better and prevent the recurrence of such issues. Challenges are unavoidable. Being well prepared and addressing them when they emerge is crucial. You must be able to make effective decisions based on the information you have, with the highest odds in your favor. Key point 5. The game-changing formula. You can apply Patrick Bet-David's ITR, investment time return, formula to make better decisions and stretch your resources. Investment. How much will it cost or save you? Time. How much time will it take or save? Return. Assess the value gained in terms of money and time. Before you make a decision, create 3 different proposals for dealing with an issue. Attach a different price tag to each proposal to enable you to maximize the value of whatever action you eventually take. Assess the time allocation. For example, investing $150,000 allows you to finish a project in 4 months, whereas spending $300,000 can expedite completion to 2 months. This strategy helps decide whether the additional expense is justified for having the project timeline. Evaluate the benefits. Take, for instance, a project costing $300,000 with a 1-year completion time frame. which can decrease the likelihood of losing customers by 8%. Suppose you handle 30,000 orders annually. Multiplying 30,000 by 8% gives 2,400 orders. At $300 per order, the total benefit amounts to $720,000. Do not shy away from challenges. Embrace them and treat them like a game. If your star employee threatens to walk, start by taking responsibility. First, such a situation should cause you to reevaluate your compensation plan and retention strategy. Then, instead of panicking, embrace the situation and figure out how to retain the employee. Finally, formulate a plan to create the most dedicated workforce in the industry. Your mindset has a tremendous impact on your achievements in life. Perceiving crises as opportunities signifies that you are succeeding in the game. Did you know? The Chinese word for crisis, wei ji, shares a character with the word for opportunity. Key point 6. There is safety in numbers. Your next move is to master the art of building the right team. You can't go far in business as a solopreneur. If you want to win, you need to surround yourself with the right people. No one builds a business empire or dominates an entire niche on their own. Before you hire, ask yourself, why should someone work with me? If people get closer to me, will they win? Will they do better in life? Put simply, consider the benefits program you're offering prospective employees. If you're going to attract people on top of other games, they must believe you have something to offer. Rather than focusing solely on what you could take from others, learn to focus on what you could give them. You'll know you're winning in life when others are succeeding just by their association with you, which could be due to your coaching, knowledge, examples you set, contacts, or tough love. Attracting top-tier talent to your team becomes much simpler once you've established a history of positively impacting the lives of those you've worked with. Don't ever make the mistake of taking people at face value when making a key hire. Always do your due diligence, even if the person comes highly recommended. This situation holds particularly true when these individuals have access to confidential information you wouldn't want your competitors to be aware of. Say you hire someone with a great resume who seems genuine and trustworthy. However, you didn't take the time to find out if the person truly shares the core values of your company. Yes, they might do a superb job, and everyone will like them. They might even work their way up to a position of influence within the company. It isn't until you trust them entirely and start sharing key information that they violate your trust and leave you reeling. Therefore, before hiring someone for a crucial role, invest time in getting to know them. Engage them in conversation, inquire about them from others, and observe their behavior. While this approach doesn't guarantee you'll ascertain their trustworthiness completely, it can provide insights into their character. This understanding may be sufficient to trust them in specific scenarios and business areas. You must be thorough when hiring. If you make a bad hire, the consequences will cost you. Conclusion. The world of business can be a cruel, ugly place. Numerous skilled and good-hearted entrepreneurs have faced bankruptcy due to their inability to manage the turmoil of establishing a business. The truth is, as an entrepreneur, you are a problem solver, and the world needs you. Challenges in the health, economic, environmental, and educational sectors will be solved by entrepreneurs. But to impact the world with your ideas, you must have a strategy in place and execute it effectively. An effective execution of your plan requires you to think well beyond your first move. It's essential to predict the responses of others and execute a sequence of maneuvers that are challenging to counter. If you can't think farther than your first strike, you'll get stuck and snuffed out by your competition. Essentially, having an effective strategy means you can make a move and then make a series of other moves based on the market and your competition's reaction to your first strike. And that's how you win in business. Try this. Create a detailed business plan that includes risk assessments and contingency plans for various scenarios. It could involve setting aside emergency funds, having backup suppliers, or alternative marketing strategies. Stay informed about your industry's latest trends and challenges and the broader market. Attend workshops, follow industry news, and engage with other entrepreneurs to enhance your problem-solving skills. After making an initial business decision, monitor its impact closely. Use customer feedback, market trends, and competitor activities to assess the effectiveness of your strategy. Summary complete. Please, take a moment to rate it so we can help you grow in the best way possible.